Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. So I want to start today off by playing a little game. On the next slide, you're going to see two images. One's going to be real, and one's going to be AI generated. I want you to guess which is which. After I click the slide again, you're going to see two squares. The image surrounded by the green square is real, and the one surrounded by the red one is AI generated. So here's the first one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raise your hand if you think the one on the right is real. Raise your hand if you think the one on the left is real. So most of you got it right. That's probably the easiest one, so let's move on to the second one. Who thinks the one on the left is real? Who thinks the one on the right is real? And the final hardest one, who thinks the one on the right is real? And who thinks the one on the left is real? So most of you were right. I want you to imagine someone breaking into your house and stealing your most prized and valuable possession. Not your phone, not your laptop, not the money hidden in the safe, but your mind. Not all at once, just piece by piece, until one day it's harder for you to come up with ideas, it's harder for you to complete tasks, and it's harder for you to think without letting something else do it for you. When I first sat down to write this TED Talk, I stared at a blank screen for what felt like hours. My mind was tired. From training, from school, and from everything else begging for my attention. So like many of us, I turned to ChatGPT. In seconds, it gave me clear, organized, and well thought out ideas that were honestly impressive. But as I read through them, something felt off. None of them felt like me. They were polished, but hollow, like the echo of someone else's ideas. And that's when I came to a very important realization. It's extremely easy to let something else think for you. We live in a world that never stops talking. Notifications ping, messages pop up, videos autoplay. And AI fits perfectly into that noise. It's fast, efficient, and it gets the job done. It saves us time, yes, but it also steals something far more valuable, our ability to think. And it's not that AI is evil, it's that we're slowly handing over the one thing that makes us human, our thoughts. Microsoft 2023 Work Trend Index found that most people can only focus for a few minutes before being distracted by digital noise. We live in the most connected era in history. I can send a message from where I am now to a person a million miles away in a second, yet we've never been so distracted from our own thoughts. AI makes life easier. It's like having your own personal assistant for your brain. It can summarize your readings, write your emails, and can now even create art. But just like how taking the elevators each day weakens your legs, using AI too often can weaken your mental muscles. Think about it. When you take the stairs, it's longer and you put in more effort, but when you get to the top, your legs grow stronger. Deep thinking works the exact same way. When you're climbing the stairs for a problem and you struggle your way to the top, eventually reaching the solution, that's when you exercise your mind. However, if you take the AI elevator too often, you stop exercising the very muscles that make you, you. MIT 2023 study found that individuals who use generative AI actually have higher productivity and writing efficiency, but they also lose parts of the problem-solving process. They spend less time independently solving problems. A Harvard Business Review later found that individuals who use AI to replace their thinking instead of collaborating with it are at risk of both narrowing their motivation and their creativity skills. So here's the truth. AI does not destroy creativity. Comfort does. That's when a quote from the author Joanna Macy Jauska stood out to me. She said, "I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can do my art and writing, not for AI to do my art and writing so that I can do my laundry and dishes." It's funny, but it's also genius. We want to use AI to free up time for us to be more creative. We don't want AI to replace the creativity altogether. When I first plugged in my TEDx prompt straight into ChatGPT, it gave me 10 polished ideas instantly, but they were all hollow. And that's when I realized I truly wasn't out of time. I was just out of focus. My phone was buzzing, my mind was scattered. I was so distracted by input that I had forgotten how to think about my own thoughts. Our devices are like magnets for our attention, pulling us away from places where creativity lives. And that realization made me make a promise to myself. I promised that I would always set aside time to think, truly think, without letting anything else do it for me. As a matter of fact, Albert Einstein, one of the greatest scientists and thinkers of all time, once said, "It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer." And this is a great example of taking the stairs. Einstein couldn't just jump to a solution. He had to stick with problems for long amounts of time before eventually being able to solve them. That's the same kind of problem solving we're at risk of losing when we use AI too often. Think of it like GPS. GPS allows us to get to places faster, but people who use GPS heavily actually have weaker spatial awareness because their minds stop developing mental maps. Deep thinking works the exact same way. If you use technology and AI to navigate every task for you, you lose the ability to navigate and find the path for those tasks by yourself. This realization changed how I use AI and how I teach others to use it. When someone's stuck on an essay in English class, for example, I don't just tell them to use AI. I instead push them to ask questions like, what are 3 ways I can strengthen this argument? Or what's a key example I could use? Using AI this way turns it into a whiteboard, not a writer. It turns it into a mirror, reflecting your ideas back at you and giving you time to analyze them, instead of a mask that completely blocks them. Imagine a world where readers, writers, students, dreamers could use AI not to replace their creativity, but to broaden it, but to strengthen it. That's the world I want. So my message to you is simple. Don't let anything think for you. Not your phone, not AI, not the endless noise of the internet. Protect your focus, protect your thoughts, protect your creativity. Because they are what makes you, you. In a world full of shortcuts, take the stairs, and always, always think for yourself. Thank you.